Thank you for listening to another episode of the Upstate Golf Guys podcast, where 518 golfs the Cape. We hope you enjoy. Welcome back to another episode of the Upstate Golf Guys podcast. Tonight we're going to do another player profile. We are going to do an interview with Mattwilgocki, a 5 or 6 time A-Flight champion of our GOLFWEEK Amateur Tour. The dude is lights out. I believe he will be in champ flight probably by mid-season next year because the dude puts work in. I'm really excited to get him on tonight to chat with him and pick his brain and get to know Matt and where he really got to love the game of golf. I know he's been playing a long time. I believe he was a lefty his whole life and he learned to play righty to get more control. So there's going to be a lot of questions I have to ask him. He's really a good friend of mine now. He traveled with me. He stayed with us at the ranch at our house in Massachusetts. We had a blast. The dude's lights out on his RV or VR golf, not RV golf. I apologize. But yeah, he puts in like 30 games of golf in the morning before a work day or something like that. But I'll definitely pick his brain a little bit for you guys. But I love Matt, man. I'm really happy I got to meet him this year on tour, and really we have a lifelong friendship now, man. And I'm looking forward to 2025 and growing our relationship and learning from Matt and the game of golf, because everybody that knows me, I'll take the constructive criticism and some lessons because I'm a C flight guy and still learn some things. So when somebody like Matt sees me and sees something that he can fix, I'll take it, man. Please let me know. I will. Again, I don't take offense to constructive criticism. So but we'll get going with this episode shortly. I know Matt is putting his daughter down right now, so he's expecting the link. Speaking of daughter, I am in my daughter's bedroom right now trying to get these last few weeks of the podcast recordings in, because I will have a new studio and a new apartment in a couple of weeks. I'll have my own little spot. I won't have to use my porch or my daughter's bedroom or a closet or wherever I have used in the past as a secondary studio, because of course our number one studio is T Money Studio, where we record on Friday nights. Maddie has been in T Money Studio, so we'll probably talk a little bit about that tonight as well. But before we get into the episode, I'll give our sponsors a quick shout out, and we'll take a short intermission, and we will get the ball rolling with the episode. So we'll be back after this short intermission.
Hey, Mikey, you know anybody does any roofing?
Actually, I do, Raj.
Who you got for me, man?
Dude named Tom Murphy did my boss's roof. Actually does hands-on work.
Gets right up there on the roof, huh? The owner of the
Yeah, he
company?
does. Knows his shit, too.
That's awesome, man. Is this Thomas Paul Construction?
Yep, that's him.
Man, I heard nothing but good things about them. I'm actually on their Facebook page right now looking up some things. The pictures, the aerial view, they're really cool. He gets up there with the drone. You can see the before and afters of some of the work they've done. Go check them out on Facebook. They're a new sponsor here, the Upstate Golf Guys. So make sure you guys go support Thomas Paul Construction, Roofing and Siding. Thomas Paul Construction LLC is a full-service construction company who specializes in roofing and siding, covering the greater capital region. You can reach them at 518-308-6794. Once again, 518-308-6794. Make sure to go check out their Facebook page, see some pictures of what they've done in the past, and let them know the Upstate Golf Guys sent you.
Find your perfect putter and join the Lombardi family. Whether you have lead hands, the face on the TC PL22 takes the speed off the ball at impact. Or are you the type that leave putt short? You can try the PC308. It has the weight you need to make it to the hole. You will find that Lombardi has something special for everyone's particular putting stroke. The 1985 is not only the most affordable club, but is the most beautiful. With a sharp red zinc alloy head and a steepless shaft. The Nassau 66 is one of the best-selling mallets on the market. It has a clean straight line finish to help guide your eye through the ball, straight to the target line. The head with a clean black mallet finish and a 60-gram mate shaft and a Lombardi 3.0 crown grip. You want a custom logo? Lee over at Wedge FX has you covered. But if you want to spend a little more money and make some magic happen, try out the new Diamond Mallet Putter. It's an absolute gem. This is a one-of-a-kind design and is available in the Lombardi Custom Shop. This head is made from a futuristic, top-secret metal. It has the center shaft which prevents pushes and pulls, and it is by far the most forgiving putter in the Lombardi Custom family. Head over to lombardygolf.com Upstate at checkout for a hefty discount, or reach out to the Upstate Golf Guys as we are local representatives for Lombardi Golf. All right, we are back after that short intermission. Mattwilgocki. What's up, kid?
Chilling, man. How you doing tonight?
Chilling, buddy. I have a picture up right here. Why don't you tell me a little bit about this picture before we get the ball rolling?
Well, that is
Oh shit, I lost you, man. You good?
number 6, I believe. That's at Crumpin Fox.
That was win number 6.
Good. Sorry, my phone dropped.
You're good.
That's win number 6 right there at Crumpin Fox.
Let's go.
That was a good win. That was that the round before that, I believe. No, I think I did win the round before that. I think that was my second meet of the year there.
Hold on a second, Matt. So you think that was number 6 at Crumpin Fox?
That was number 6 at Crumpin Fox, and number 7 was at the ranch.
All right. And I actually talked about the ranch for a quick second in our intro, and I spoke how I really enjoyed that trip and you spending the weekend with us. And
oh yeah,
we really got to know each other that weekend, didn't we, Matt?
Yeah, that was a good time. All the guys there, we all hung out quite a bit all weekend long and had a good old time.
We really did, man. We really did. But Matt, let's get back into golf and why we're here tonight, buddy. We're doing a little player profile, a little one-on-one action, and I thought of this idea to kind of keep these golf week spotlights going. And last week, I don't know if you heard, we did Adam Cahill.
Yep,
We
I
started
listened.
with a tour director, and that was, I feel like, a great episode. And your episode number 2 for these player profiles.
Well, man,
So
that's an honor to me. I appreciate that.
let's go, buddy. So why don't we take it way back and tell me what got you into the game you love. Go ahead, Matty. The mic's yours.
Well, it all started. I was a wee little guy. I had to been 2-3 years old. My dad put a club in my hand and pretty much said, whack these golf balls around. And back then I was left-handed, and didn't really play golf much. I went out a few times with my dad as a kid, but my game, I can't really say much about my game back then because I can't really compare it now because I was left-handed growing up. And when I was 16 years old, I made a switch. Definitely a big call. So, and now now my game's pretty good right-handed, and I'm pretty much a scratch golfer at this point in time. And
Yup, that's what I said in the intro. I said, I know you're an A golfer, and I think by mid-season next year, you will be in champ flight, buddy. You certainly will be. You put the work in. Don't hold anything back, man. Don't hold it back.
Gonna. So, obviously, I missed out, the last few rounds on tour because I was holding out for nationals. But right now, since I stopped playing on tour and then till now, my handicap's actually at like a +1. If you look at my GIN, see that I'm a +1 handicap at this moment in time. So I've been really striking the ball well and just trying to play as much golf as I can before we can. So
I want to rewind back to when you switched from lefty to righty, Matt.
Gotcha.
You told me one of the main reasons you made that move was you have more control. Is that correct?
Yeah. So it's 2 reasons. I found I had back then when I was just dicking around, I found out that I had way more accuracy with a wedge, and I was teaching myself in my backyard that was 40 yards deep. If I hit a shot, it's through someone's window. So it was pressure shots in my backyard, so it was kind of sweet. And I found out that right-handed, I could put it really close to the little makeshift pin I had in my backyard, and left-handed, it'd be there, it just wouldn't be as consistent. So from there, I slowly worked myself up. I had an above ground pool where I would drop the golf ball a foot away from that edge of the above ground pool. You're talking, the wall's 5 feet tall, and I'm hitting flop shots up over the pool from a foot away. Just religious every day, just doing that. Me and my old man out there playing closest to the pin, just sticking around, just being a kid and enjoying time. And now you look back on those times and it's like, wow, I was practicing back then. I was actually practicing. So it's like all that comes into play, and just stuff you just don't think about on a daily basis.
Now let me ask you something. Your dad is still with us, right?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Can you go out there and smoke him now and around, or what?
Yeah, he knows that. So he has some health conditions going on. But even if he didn't have those health conditions, Dad, if you're listening, I'm sorry, but you're getting smoked every single day of the week. And he knows that. He tells me, he goes, hey, every father wants their kid to be better than them.
Absolutely, man. And I love that. And listen, if you're listening, you raised an amazing kid. Matt is truly a good friend of mine. I love the kid with all my heart. And if I need a floor guy, listen, I know who to call now. I really do. Man. Hell yeah, man. But listen, Matt, you came in studio. I actually spoke of this in the intro. You came in Team Money Studio early on in our season 1 or whatever it was when we first got the ball rolling.
Yep.
You had what do you think of Team Money Studio and hanging out with the guys?
Dude, it's sick. I mean, I really like what you guys do. It gives us tour guys something to listen to every single week. To be honest, I don't. That's just talking for myself, and the guys that work with me, like Ray and some other guys. We all listen to it when it comes out.
Word. I'm losing. Fix your phone for a minute. Wherever the speaker is, there. I was getting a muffled sound.
Was it bad? How
Yeah,
about
we're
that?
good though. We're fixed
Okay.
back. We're good.
So,
But yeah, no. What were we talking about though before the muffled sound? Help
so
me.
no, it's about what you guys do for the tour and
Oh, the
everything
tour.
like that.
Absolutely. Thank you. Yes.
Us
Um,
guys, we look forward to hearing about, like, say we win or we had some good shots that the guys hear about. It ends up coming back on the podcast, and it's almost like bragging rights for the guys. If
I
their
love
name's
it.
on the podcast, they feel good. They feel
And
good that we.
that's where the that was the goal of this whole thing with the Golf Week spotlights. And anybody that's listening, everybody is welcome. So if anybody ever has something to say, anybody wants to talk about a shot, just come to me after a round and say, hey, can I come on the podcast tonight? And you're always welcome. You truthfully are. Matt, you know me. I'm always open
Yeah,
arms for the podcast, buddy.
yeah, 100%,
I
man.
really am. And it's a good way for everybody to speak their voice. And if Adam, it's good for Adam to hear the constructive criticism about the tour and any good ideas for the tour. And I tell him all the time, man, I said, we got to use the podcast for that. And let people speak their minds. We're a no edit, speak your mind podcast. So if you have something to say, you want to talk shit about a course because it's a dump and they're charging you too much money, come on the podcast and talk about it, buddy. That's what
Yep.
this is for. That's what this is for, man. But yeah, we had a blast with you in studio, buddy. I always have a good time with you. I
Yeah,
think
man.
we had a couple belly laughs that night. We personal reasons, and we won't go into that right now.
Yep.
But it might have something to do with fungi. But so we won't go into it right now. But we'll keep it at golf. But
Yeah.
Matt, I want you to tell our listeners. I already know. I want you to tell our listeners how many rounds do you get on the VR headset before an average day of golf?
All right. So, like, before a tournament round of golf, I am waking up early and I am hitting virtual golf balls before I even can wipe my ass. So that being said, I before a tournament round of golf, I will play 5 to 10 to 15 rounds of golf, depending on how my swing is feeling that day. Now, mind you, the VR golf is crazy these days. So it's if you hit it, if you're fading the ball, you're gonna see it. If you're drawing it too much or hooking it, you're gonna see it. But if you're striping it, you're gonna end up going to that course and you're gonna be striping it. And that's I'm pretty religious about that, and really helped my game a lot, to be quite honest. A couple of years ago, before I got the Oculus, I was a fade player. I always hit a little baby fade, or even it would be a power fade. When I got that Oculus, it trained me to go inside out and create a draw. So now you know how my shot type is now. It's kind of beautiful. It starts off straight and at the end little baby fade
So
or draw.
pretty.
Yeah,
So
it's
pretty.
something else.
And then you have a little trick with your wedge game and your pitch shots when you're like inside 80 yards. When we were playing that scramble tournament at the JPM Memorial, you guys
Yeah,
came around and you wanted to try my wedge. Did you try my wedge? Is
yeah.
that when you tried it?
I hit a tie spinner that just
I
zipped
believe.
immediately.
Yeah, and you're like, "You use my putt." I'm like, "Come on, man. Come on. I'm honest. I'm honest, Anthony. I can't use your shot." You were like, "You put it like 3 feet, dude," and
Yeah, it's
you're
insane.
like, "It was your first time touching my club." So what's that shot? What's that shot you use, man? When you're inside like
So
80 yards?
it all depends on what the course is giving you. So now, say I'm dead center of the fairway, I got 80 yards, I got a lob wedge in my hand. It's a flat shot. It's not uphill. It's not downhill. It's gonna be a lob wedge in my back of my stance. My stance is open, meaning I'm almost at like a 45-degree angle at that ball, and I am pinching the living shit out of it to make that ball hop once and stop.
Stop.
on a dime. And that's it's a pretty vital part of my game. And
I wish I had that on video, and because the way you did it on 18 at Freer Park was really pretty. It really was.
So I think it's hole number 10, I believe. It's before that par 5. I think the par 5's 11 at
Yep.
Freer.
Yep.
So hole 10, Johnny and his boys at
I'm
your
sorry.
tournament.
Let me interrupt you. Par 5's wait, hold on. There's 10.
Yeah, 10's
No,
kind of like down in that gully.
it is
and it goes
11.
back.
It is 11. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm just trying to figure shit out. It is 11. I didn't mean to
I
interrupt
know
you. Keep
it's
going.
not my course, but I'm a.
But you're right. You're on
Yeah.
point. It is 11. I don't know why I was thinking 12, but 12 is the dog leg left short par 4. But go ahead, continue your story.
Yeah, so we're on 10, and we use I
Yep.
think Adams Drive, Cahill's Drive, and you got Johnny's team, which consists of Johnny, Kevin Dumasich, Rob Malik, and I forgot the last guy there.
I
Who was
forgot
it?
as well, but
Yeah,
it's
I
Johnny.
forgot the last guy.
Wait. Claude, say the three you just said again, because it's Dumasich. It was Johnny,
Dumasich, Malik, and Johnny,
and oh
and
God,
fuck,
he's
what's
pretty
it?
good too. Oh, Mitch.
Yeah, Mitchell.
Yes,
And
he's good.
they're all
Yes.
talking shit as I'm up to the ball. They're trying to get me to, hit a bad shot or something, like saying, "Oh, here's WILGOCKI, da 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 da." And I hit a tie spinner from probably about 80 yards. This thing probably 5 feet off the ground going uphill at that pin. It hits once and just stops, and they all shut the fuck up. And
Let
they're
me
like,
ask you,
"Oh,
Matt, do you love the shit talk? Does it inspire? Does it
dude,
like
that gets me
fire
going."
you up?
Yeah, when somebody starts saying, "Oh, you don't got this, you don't got that in your bag," well, sit back and watch this.
All right, so Matt, listen. This is your episode. But I'm trying to find it. This is your episode, but I want to show you a little something. What happened today on the
I
golf
think
course.
I saw that on
Can I
Facebook, man.
can I get a little love?
That's
Thank you.
awesome, man.
Ready?
Pull it up. Yeah.
Ready? Pitch, putt, and puff, baby. Come play the 7th hole at Freer Park with us, a par 5, 429-yard dogleg right. We're going to run a scramble here. Charlie hits the best one of the group, absolutely smashes one, but just doesn't get it around the corner, and we're going to have the big oak in play. Brad puts one in the 8th fairway, picks up his tee in disgust, and walks off the screen. I absolutely smash one, but smash it the wrong direction, and I put it into the woods. We're not going to use that one, that's for sure. The ball tracer wasn't working on Hank's drive, but he put a safe one out there in the brown stuff. I think we'll use his ball. Chuckles gets a little ground on this one. He doesn't like it, but it ends up being the best one of the group. Kicks left, and we'll have a straight-on look at the pin. Hank hits a good one straight at it. It just ends up being a little long and on the backside of the green. Scrounge also hits one right at it. That is a beauty. We'll have to see how it looks when we get up there. We are about 80 out, and I am going to go after this one with my beautiful Wedge FX 60 degree. And look at this shot. I am certainly right at it. I mean, this one is beautiful. Go! Let's go, baby! Thank you, sir.
Was that your first one, brother?
Yes, it felt so good too.
That's amazing. It's a start of something new.
It felt so good. It's almost like, so I mean, it's one notch below a hole in one, right? Would you say?
That would be an albatross.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
you're right.
A hole out eagle. Yeah, it's a very good shot. You were 80 yards.
Yeah.
That's a very good shot. Now, if anybody
And
knows,
do you know the seventh
I was
green?
just about to say that. If anybody knows that 7th green at Freer Park, you could just, I don't know if you got the clip right there, but to see how good of a shot that was, you could play my flop shot from when
I
we
wish I
played.
had it. I don't have it on me, but what I will do is I will make a clip and I will show the listeners your flop shot. But why
And
didn't you
then
tell a
they
little bit
can-
about that flop shot that you had?
So believe that was an eagle attempt too. I was just off the back there. And there's no way around it. That green is brutal. If you're not below the pin or somewhere where it's not tiered out on that seventh green, you're in trouble. To hold out like Anthony did, or to execute a flop shot like the video that Anthony has as well, is a miracle. It's a miracle. It's a great golf shot. You know, it's skills. It might be luck. But I'd rather be lucky than good. I can tell you that.
Yeah. Well, when you're like on 7, it's kind of like you see the flag and you kind of put it in the middle of the green and hope and pray. Like whatever way the ball's gonna roll, it's gonna roll.
Yeah,
You know what I
right. And
mean?
it's tough because the green looks wide open. If when you're down there looking up at that flag on 7, you just want to go right at it.
Yep.
And if you don't know that course and you go right at it, you're gonna be in some deep, deep doo doo.
Yep. And listen, I mean, if you're high where you were, you're good. You're, like I said, an A flight, champ flight golfer, so you can make that shot and get it close. But the average CD guy is basically losing 1 or 2 strokes because you're going to end up either at the bottom of that green or even off the green and then roll down the hill. Now you're probably, so let's say you're second. So I'll give you your second shot even. Say you smashed one for number 2, but you're on the back side of that green, right, where you were. So now you're 30 eagle shot, right?
Yeah.
If it was me, I'm not putting it next to the pin like you for a tap and birdie. I'm probably going to skull it or
You're struggling to make par.
execute it different, because what's going to happen to me is the ball's going to hit the middle of the green or whatever, and then roll off that green and roll down that hill, and now you're hitting 4 from the fairway again.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like it's a nightmare to be above that hole. Anybody that played Freer Park.
Yeah, that's why when I saw you hold out on that hole, I was like, oh shit. I got to
Let's
comment on
go.
this post.
I love it. Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Dude, I
And
was pretty
again,
happy for you.
this is your podcast, but that happened today, and I had to show you a little bit. I had to brag a little bit, man. But let's get back to it, man. Let's get back to it. What was your favorite course this year, would you have to say, on tour? Like, what's the nicest? What would you say gave you? Let's start. Well, hold on. Let's rewind. What gave you the biggest challenge first?
Biggest challenge. It's gonna have to be Norman side.
From what I understand, at the time of year where you guys played that, I was on vacation, so I did not get to play it. But the fescue was mega high. Everything was dry, correct?
Yeah, so Norman side, it's a tight track. Now, if you go into they didn't have yardage books in the pro shop or anything like that. So all I had was GPS, and GPS, it doesn't do it if you don't know the layout of the course. It's Norman side is a course knowledge course and a management course. So if your shot was 10 feet offline, 15 feet offline, 95% chance it was in that tall fescue grass, which was over 3 foot high. So that would swallow you up. So the first day I know I shot in the 90s. I think it was a 93. And then the second day, I knew the course. I ended up shooting a 75. So I went from shooting a 93, from barely just missing fairways here and there, to the second day shooting a 75.
Yep, just knowing the
So,
course and course knowledge.
right. And
Yep.
it wasn't anything I could do because, say, there's a couple times that first day where I found my ball and I tried to hit it out of that tall grass, went 15, 20 yards ahead of me and just swallowed up in it, just trying to get out of it, trying to save strokes, and you just couldn't.
I remember a lot of people were frustrated, if I recall,
Yeah,
about Norman
well,
side.
I could see, a lot of B, C, and D guys, they would be upset because they're not so consistent off the tee. They kind of hit their tee shots right or left, and they're not striping every fairway. So if you don't do that at Normanside and you're not expecting it, you are going to see very, very high numbers.
Yeah, man. I still have not played Normanside since they went public, or they used to be private, correct?
Yeah, so now it's semi-private, which just pretty cool. I think more private courses should open up to that and allow, some really serious golfers come in there and enjoy their country club, and they're gonna have to pay to get in, but it'd be
Yeah.
nice to have that access.
Yep. Now let's go to your favorite course on schedule. What was your favorite course?
Favorite course, huh? Well, probably gonna have to be Eagle Crest. Eagle Crest always throws out a challenge. It's 10 minutes from my house. I play it all the time. I I didn't play that well when I won, but
Now let's
I
go. Let's
had a
go.
great time.
Final one. What tour, or I'm sorry, what event did you have the best time?
The best time?
I already know.
Probably the ranch, man.
Let's go.
Definitely the ranch. I got to play with believe the first day was Adam, Johnny, Thomas, and myself. And that group right there was just good to play with. And then obviously Thomas was the only one playing with me at that time in my flight, so I got to play with him again.
Shout out
We,
Hollywood.
it didn't even feel like we were in a tournament. Me and him just, we we get along really good.
I
Me
already
and
know.
Thomas.
You're
Bally
both
frickin'
into the
pro
same
shop.
business. You're both flooring guys.
Yep. So
Yep.
that was good. That was a great trip.
And then besides golf, we had an amazing weekend in the house, didn't we?
Oh yeah, and the house and the car, the Maserati. That was
Holy
fun.
shit, that car was
Yeah.
dope. But let's not talk about. Listen, we stayed back. But what happened at the casino?
Oh man. You got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. I think Adam won. I don't know. I definitely
No,
didn't.
Adam went hard. He lost too. I think everybody lost, and I know Adam
Oh
lost a
yeah.
nice chunkle because Adam came
Dude,
back yelling that some guy screwed up the fucking shoot or whatever game he was playing. I'm like, Adam, stop blaming the game. It's the
yeah,
game, okay,
no,
buddy?
dude.
It's gambling.
What did he do?
It was
Oh,
something.
he doubled down on a pair of queens.
Yeah, whatever it was. But Adam came back
Like, what the
so
fuck?
mad, dude. He came back so mad, and I was like,
Playing
bro.
blackjack, and the dude doubled down on queens.
I know. Listen, it's the risk you take, bro. It's the risk you take.
Dude already had 20. Come
I
on.
know. No, I'm telling Adam, it's the risk you're taking, fucking gambling, man. You got idiots that come in, and
Dude, it's
it is
hard
what it
spotting them in
is.
blackjack because you'll still act like they know. Because people can count. If
Yep.
you can't count, you shouldn't be at a blackjack table.
No, 1,000%. But I just know everybody came back. Everybody left that house
Right.
like that they were gonna come back rich. I know you were like, you're like, I got a big check that's clearing, a big job, yo, I'm gonna go crazy, blah blah blah. Everybody left thinking they were gonna come back rich, dude, and every single person came back with a story that they
Johnny
all fucking
Callaway
lost.
walked out positive because I handed him some money. I think that's what he played off of all night long.
Yeah, fucking A. Good for you, Johnny. I love it.
Yep.
Man. Johnny's huge for tour, man. I
Yeah.
love Johnny Callaway.
Such a good guy, man.
He's gonna help
Him,
grow this
Adam.
thing. Yep. We have big plans for 2025. We have a really great team, man. We definitely do, and we have an awesome schedule planned for 2025. Some big events already set up.
Got my
Some
home
nice.
course in there, so
Hell yeah.
I think,
Let's go.
boys, I think I'm in Champ Flight next year. So any of you Champ Flights listening, next
It's
year,
on.
it's my
It's
home
on.
track. So
I got my money on you. Well, Matt, listen, and I want to apologize. Can I talk about nationals for a minute?
yeah, dude.
So I want to apologize because after day one, we had that mini golf outing, and I think everybody came up to you and patting you on the back, saying, "Let's fucking go." Right? Am I right? And kind of,
I can't really
did you
blame
feel
it
like,
on that,
did you?
bro.
No, I'm not saying blame it on that, but did you feel like you kind of had like
Yeah, there's a lot of
something,
weight.
a little
There's a
weight on your
ton of
shoulder
weight.
extra to bring one home for Upstate?
Yeah, I definitely felt that, dude,
I
for
get it.
sure. But next year's a different story. We're gonna go there. We're gonna know what it's like to play down there, and next year we're
Fuck
making
yeah,
some
dude.
noise.
I love it, man. I love it. Because you really, I mean, listen, you played your ass off. What happened? Let's talk about that. So, what were your courses? Remind me.
I had Robert Trent Jones and Arthur Hills.
Okay. So, day one was what course?
Robert Trent Jones.
All right. And that's where you came out firing and you shot pretty well, right?
Yeah, I think I shot like a 82, which in those conditions, there were 20, 30-mile-an-hour winds,
Yep.
cold as hell. You would think it'd be nice and warm down there. Nope, it was
It was
freezing
brutal.
cold.
It was nasty. And
Um,
then what happened day two, man?
Day two, I dropped back a couple shots. I think I shot 84, 85, same conditions. Just those greens at Arthur Hills chewed me up, and and the grass there too, because those two courses, it wasn't like hitting off the same surface. They were different. So I'd play well at Trent Jones, and then I'd go to Arthur Hills. I'd hit a couple good shots, and then it'd be like a water hole. A lot of
Yep.
water on both courses, just covered. I'd chunk it, and it would cost me. I'd put one in the water. It would shots back home where I would take a nice northeastern beaver tail out of the ground. No, not down there.
You're not
It's
getting that down there. That Bermuda grass. Tom Mayo and traveled with us down there, and he warned us about that Bermuda grass. He really did.
I've played in it. I played Delray Beach Golf Club a couple years ago, and down in Florida it's a lot different too, because it's harder and there's more of like a terrain under it. It's like sandy, soily kind of stuff. This is like, how I describe it is hitting off a moss, and when you hit off a moss, it doesn't really leave a divot. It just kind of blah. When it comes off the
Yep.
club, it feels so weird, and
It felt awful.
even out of the fairway, it's crazy. You'd watch your ball start knuckling, like you'd hit it out of deep rough down here or up here. It would just knuckle in the air, and you'd be like, "Whoa!"
Yeah,
And
man.
so that got me in a lot of trouble down there too.
I hear you, man. Next year's going to be a different story at Nationals. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah,
Next year is going to be a different story. I'm probably going to travel with the family and tone it down a little bit.
yeah,
And let the family kind of enjoy the beach. There was beautiful. I walked on the beach a few times. I don't know if you got a chance to check it out with the wife.
yeah. We went down there, and next year I'm honestly thinking about trying to get a couple guys together, because the sand, it's not like going to Jersey and going to the beach there. No, this sand gets so smooth when it's low tide.
Yep.
We could putt on that for hours and hours and hours. It's like a piece of glass.
Yep. Well, so it's funny you say that, because I had low tide golf on the podcast. It was way early. It was when I sucked at doing podcasts. I'm going to be honest. The interview was awful. So I probably want to have those guys on again. But
Yo,
they're out of California, and they have a sand putting game, and they have a huge following. I don't know if you've ever seen them
yeah,
on
I've
Instagram.
seen them. Yeah, yeah.
LTG, low tide golf. Great guys. Dylan, awesome dude. But they have every year a big tournament, or I don't know if it's every year, but it's at Hilton Head because of that sand. They said it's like the perfect sand for low tide golf to have tournaments.
Dude,
And
when
I saw it when I was there.
it was insane. I was like, what are we doing, babe? Like, we need to go get the golf clubs. And she was like,
Yeah,
no. She was like,
yeah, I know.
no.
She yelled at you. She yelled
Yeah.
at you. She's like, nah.
Dude, it was a beautiful thing. It was like a hockey player just finding a pond in the middle of the woods that's frozen, and it's just perfect. That's
Perfect
what it was
ice.
like. Yeah,
No,
dude.
I know. I
It
saw
was
it. I walked
insane.
on it. The sand there is beautiful. And yeah, I really enjoyed Hilton Head. I shot like shit, but I really had a good time with the guys. I want to apologize about Friday night mini golf episode,
Hey,
but
you had a
I
good
might
time. You're just trying to enjoy yourself, man.
I might yeah, handedly but ruined Adam's plans for that whole thing. And
Yeah.
again, I want to apologize for that. I think after 18, Rob and Ed looked at each other like, "You want to go watch the Yankee game?" Like, I don't even want to finish this thing, because those guys were keeping the score of our nightmare, which again, it was probably mostly my fault because I was an idiot. But looking back, I had fun. It was a good time.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I
They
was
have
wild.
some
Let me
sweet
ask you
mini
something.
golf courses there.
Let me ask you something. What was the conversation between you and Adam about me that Friday night? I got to know a little bit.
Let's try to think about it.
Give me a couple. Like, what is he doing? What's wrong with him? Is he a psycho, or were you guys just laughing?
Well, you know me, I laugh at everything.
Yeah, I love it.
So I personally didn't care, but I know Adam was getting a little frustrated. And
Yeah, he was. I know he was. I already talked to Adam a little
that
bit.
might be one of the reasons why some more strict guidelines are coming towards the tour this year. Not
I
sure,
respect it. I respect it. I
but
get it. I already talked to Adam.
that might be a reason. I'm not sure. Not don't go by my word. But
keep
I
the
didn't
fun guy.
care.
Keep
I
the
didn't
fun
care.
guy at home.
I had a good
FYI, I take
time.
fun guy. I take fun guy before every episode. I took my microdose before tonight because I feel like my mind works better on a podcast,
Yep.
and I feel like I speak better. If you go back and listen to my early episodes, I absolutely sucked, and I found a new
Yeah.
a
Hey,
new love for this, and it's whatever.
everybody's
But
got their thing, man. Like
yeah,
I endeavor in the devil's lettuce. So
yeah, so do I. I
it
love
is
that
what
too.
it is.
I love that as well. But hey, man, it is what it is for sure. So Matt, do you have any suggestions like to better tour for Adam? Like we're all open, man. We're open for suggestions. What do you got, buddy?
Let's see. Just double checking with the courses before we plan them out, like making sure like everything's gonna go as planned, like cart wise, making sure that it's gonna cooperate with the weather.
What?
More
Wait, making sure. I
importantly,
was gonna say make sure the carts have windshields
right?
and
Making
back
sure,
covers.
yep, making sure we're not gonna be chipping over ponds on the green because that can be easily rescheduled for another week
Yep,
or so on and so forth.
or another day. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Um,
Because we pay a lot of money, we pay a lot of, good hard earned money, and most of these events are over $150, and we want to get our money's worth. We don't want to go play pond golf. You
yep.
know,
We
it's tough
ran
out
into
there.
a couple. We ran into a couple of really shitty weather days early on, and I know Adam and I and everybody was getting frustrated. We're like, "What the hell is going on?" It seems like every event it's pouring rain. So like when we showed up, was it Mount Anthony
They
in
did a
Vermont?
great job.
Amazing job. When we showed up and we pulled up next to you, you were like, "We're not golfing today." You remember that? Do you remember
Yeah,
out there?
dude. Yeah, and then all of a sudden they pull up with squeegees and start squeegeeing off the green, and they were phenomenal.
Every green. That's why I believe we are going back there, and they're going to be on schedule for next year. And I told Adam that. I said, Adam, we have to potentially make all of these courses that take care of us, like Mount Anthony, um, potentially business partners with the Golf Week Am Tour. Because
Yeah.
they will push us. They will talk highly of us. Maybe put some flyers or some cards at their golf course. Just to get the information out there how fun we can be. But yeah, man, they did a great job, Mount Anthony. I
Yeah.
remember I remember you messaging me. Mikey was driving us, and you're like, "Bro, there's no way we're playing here. I'm looking at one of the greens, and there's a fucking pond."
Yeah. It was
Well,
wild, but the course, it sucked that water up pretty well. So,
yeah, well, the way Mount Anthony is they're on a mountain, and
yep.
all the water obviously runs downhill. So I believe, on the mountainside, everything was fine. Basically, it felt pretty dry at the mid round, but everything that was at the low end, you're running into some wet spots.
For sure.
It's
Yeah.
natural. It's the way the course was, man.
Airway
They
Metals
they,
on the other side. They
they did
said,
a
"All
great
right,
job.
guys."
I feel like so. Obviously, Airway Meadows, man, they need to step up the cart game. That was awful. Nobody should pay that price and have to rent, you know, rent either a shield or a bag cover to keep our clubs dry. That's just absolutely ridiculous. And I know
Yeah,
Adam has spoken with them a few times how to better that with.
that
It's a beautiful
that too.
course.
Yeah, that round right there. Even with my cover over my clubs on my bag. Now I had still have it, but a tour staff bag, and that's probably $1,000 golf bag that just
Yep.
got destroyed after
Shot.
that round.
You're
Yeah,
not really going. You're not going there prepared to have to protect your bag, right?
yeah,
You're going
yeah,
there
dude.
trying to figure out how to, bring towels to keep yourself dry and prepare for your round. But I mean, usually every cart has a bag cover.
Yeah, yeah.
I've never dealt with that. What else did we have? I think the ranch. I have to. I love the ranch to death. The people there, the hospitality is amazing. But I feel like this year they fell off. I don't know if their superintendent was like on vacation that week. They didn't roll the greens. I don't know. They could have had. There's been a lot of reasons. It could have either been, from what I heard, you don't roll the greens if they got a lot of rain the week before, but the greens at the ranch sucked, and I am sorry. They were awful.
Yeah.
For how good of a course the ranch is, and
Well,
everything else is spot on, but the greens were awful. I don't know if you felt that same way.
at the ranch, I think I accidentally sent you that picture earlier, but even at the range, I was hitting what they call mud balls. When you hit the ball, you get a mud ball. So that course had a lot of water to it. That's
So
probably the number
much.
why.
They must have had a lot of rain, like a couple weeks prior or whatever it was, and I respect it. I'm personal friends with Greg Tudor, who makes Freer Park beautiful, and he's taught me a lot of you can't do certain things just because of the weather, and you got to let
Yeah,
it go. So that could have been the situation at the ranch, but I know Mikey and I were a little disappointed because it's one of our favorite courses over there, and the greens just kind of sucked. Everything was wet that weekend.
yeah. I remember just attacking the pins because it was so wet. They would
Yep.
just stop.
Yep.
Stop.
But we have Crumpin Fox, a 2-day event coming up at Crumpin Fox, which is going to be epic. I booked so I have, just so the tour guys know, I have 10 spots at the Crumpin Fox Inn blocked out for us. So basically all everybody is going to have to do when they want to book for the weekend is call, say you're with Anthony Farina, um, with the Golf Week Am Tour, and again, there's a block of 10. One of the rooms is for me and Mikey, I know, and I think Brad is getting one of the rooms scrounged, so there's probably 8 left. So you guys all might want to kind of get on that early.
Yeah, it's a nice venue too they have there. It's right across the street from the golf course.
Yep, you were over there with us, right? Hanging
Yes,
out.
I was. Yes, we played some horseshoes and
Yeah, there's horseshoes
yep.
over there. There's the big courtyard in the middle, so we could all hang out. I think it would be a lot of fun, for the tour guys to all bond. And they also have a really good breakfast layout every morning. Basically nothing you really cook. They got bagels you could toast, um, but all basic shit. But they'll definitely feed us in the morning before a round as well.
Nice, nice.
So it's going to be a lot of fun, man. That's going to be a lot of fun. But all right, buddy, I'm going to wrap things up here. I'm beat. I've had a long weekend. I think I'm golfing tomorrow as well. We're off, so Get it
Yeah.
in, get it all in while we can, right? Love this
right.
love this global warming stuff, man. I love it.
Yeah, it's great.
Keep us golfing a little longer out here in upstate New York, baby. But all right, buddy, I appreciate you taking the time tonight, hanging out. One last question. Let's
Yes, sir.
go. Let's go. One last question. What's your favorite club in your bag right now to date? Like, give it to me that you never miss with.
Favorite club? Well, honestly, 7-iron from 160, 165. I'm hitting the middle of the green.
Love it. Love
Either
it,
that
man.
or driver off the deck.
Yeah, man. I've seen it. I've seen it. I
So
believe it.
that will go with driver because
Absolutely.
it's a fairway finder.
It is, man. But all right, I have up on the screen right now a little information about the Golf Week Amateur Tour. Competitive golf for all levels. You know, you got Champ Flight through D Flight. Champ Flight is basically scratch golf through 3.9 handicap, all the way down to D Flight to us shitty golfers that are a 19 handicap and above. But there is competitive golf for all. No gin needed. You just throw in your roundabout scores when you sign up, and the system will fix you after a few rounds. And come join the fun. We all travel down to Hilton Head in October to basically show the rest of the nation what upstate New York is all about and show our golf skills. So definitely join the Golf Week AM Tour to join the fun. Right, Maddie?
Yes, sir. The tour is a lot of fun, and if you're not on it, I would get on it if you like to play competitive golf or just like to play golf every now and again. You don't have to be committed to it, and
Nope. No commitment. It's like you could literally. I have
structure the time.
guys on tour that either play one or two events all year or play every event. No
And
commitment. You pay as you go.
you'll make friends forever. A lot of great
Forever,
guys
friends.
on tour
Best
already.
best part of it, man. Like
Yep.
Tommy Mayone says, Tommy Hollywood, whatever you want to call him, he's got a million different names, but he'll tell you, man, you make lifelong friends.
What was he
There's
last week?
no
Like Captain Cocktail or something like that?
yeah, whatever it is, whatever it is. But he's definitely on point, man. It's we make lifelong friends on this tour, and the camaraderie is like no other. We've definitely had bickerments. I've argued with Robert E. Lee like 8 billion times about shit, but we love each other, man. We really do.
Yep.
We'll debate each other all day, but it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So I highly suggest everybody joins the Golf Week AM Tour because 2025 is going to be lit.
That it is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But all right, everybody, thank you again for tuning in to an episode of the Upstate Golf Guys podcast. And this player profile with Mattwilgocki. We really hope you all have a good evening. Thank you again, Matt, for joining the show tonight. Go
Thanks
have a
for having
good
me,
night.
brother.
Go have a good night's sleep. Go cuddle that baby girl.
Oh, for sure, man. You too, brother.
Absolutely, man. Have a good night, man.
Take
Thanks,
care.
Matt.